What is up, guys? It is the FM Seagull here, and I'm making another episode of rating Regens for you guys right here. Obviously, it's definitely not obvious. Don't know why I said that, but I haven't checked out the last video yet because I actually haven't posted the first rating Regens yet, and I'm already making the second one. I just had a lot of fun making the first one. I thought I'd do it again. And we're also looking at the first player here. And I believe this is the same guy as that had the last player in the last video. I think it has to be, right? It's Bristol Rovers, and this guy is incredible. So according to the Discord, this guy was bought for 68 mil, which is obviously a very significant price. As we can also see here in the Premier League, 16 games played, 16 goals, 5 assists. That is also from 12.9 XG, which, if you only score 16 goals from 12.9 XG, then I'm starting to be like, oh, are you really, should you really be getting on all these chances? Um, I'm gonna go out and say it right away. To me, this guy is not a striker. I am not a big fan of pressing forwards in Football Manager, and if I'm going to have a pressing forward, I'm not going to have a pressing forward with 13 work rate, 14 aggression. Um, I don't. I'm also not a big fan of this guy as an advanced forward. I would say he only has 12 finishing, only scores 16 goals from like 13 XG. So I'm not a big fan of this guy like as a striker. Um, he's also, in my opinion, not big enough to be a complete forward. He only has 7 jumping reach, so even though he's strong, it doesn't really matter. He is obviously a model citizen, 20 years old, so he can still improve a little bit. And as you can see, he's got upwards arrows in terms of his finishing, but I think he has to at least get up to like 14, 15 finishing to be a viable striker in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Because you can see, right, in 4 games in the Champions League score, you think, oh, 4 games, 5 goals, that's pretty good. But he's got 4.64 expected goals, which obviously, with how expected goals work, you should, as a striker, always outperform your expected goals, in my opinion. If you have a striker who doesn't outperform his expected goals and doesn't outperform them significantly, I just don't think he's good enough. And obviously, I'm playing against worse players, but in a save that I've got in Norway in like 2023, I've got a 17-year-old who is like a much better finisher than this guy. Like, not just because of how he's outperforming his XG, like just actually in terms of his finishing ability. What I would do with this guy is use him as an inside forward. I think his finishing is good enough to be an inside forward because usually you don't get as many chances, which obviously might not be the best thing, but I think it's just having this guy to be like your main goal scorer just isn't going to go well uh, because of his lack of finishing. So I'm going to give 2 different ratings here. As a striker, I'm giving this guy like a 7, I think. Do I give him a 6 or a 7? Because it's like, I just really don't like his finishing. Nah, you know what? His physicality is so good that I'm giving him a 7 as a striker, but I'm giving him a 9 as an inside forward. Because I really like him as an inside forward. I think it would be a big problem, with that 16 off the ball movement, 20 agility, sorry, 20 agility, 18 pace, um, all that. I think that would make him a very good inside forward. Don't really like him as a striker. Spent a lot of time with this guy, so let's move on to the next one. Uh, this is Stubble. Wow. We're just gonna call him Stubble. That last name is a cluster. 21 years old from South Africa. Now, 20 heading, 15 jumping reach. he's only he's only 184. Very good off the ball movement. Not a phenomenal passer, but definitely good enough to be a complete forward. Very good Holy Trinity. Decent speed for a complete forward. I like this guy. I don't think he's definitely not a 10, right? I think if you're gonna be a 10, you need to have something that's really like outstanding, right? Like your passing can be 13 if you're gonna be a 10 out of 10, like that sort of thing. Um, but he's definitely solid. Like he's a player that even at the best team in Football Manager, like he will do a job for you. Um, and I think for, when you look at his player traits as well, he runs with the ball through center, which obviously he's got 16 dribbling, 14 flair, with 17 strength. He can definitely do that. Good agility and balance as well. He places shots, which is great. He's got 16 finishing, 15 decision, 16 composure, with 15 technique. He's going to be scoring a lot of goals with that. Plays with back to goal. Great. Great when you have such a strong player. I do wish his teamwork was a little bit higher with that trait though. Like I feel like teamwork and passing are very important when you have that trait because the trait is made for you to be an unselfish link up player up top. And then knocks the ball past the opponent, which again, he's got good acceleration, he's strong. Yeah, definitely a good trait for him. I wish we could see a little bit more. I wish we could see, his stat. That was a bad one. I'm gonna keep it in the whatever. I wish we could see his stats. As I want to see what he's achieved, but we're gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. He definitely does his job very well, but we have seen a lot better players in these roles. His player traits suit him very nicely, but he just doesn't have that wow factor about him that makes him that 9 or 10. So the next player here is Welder, contracted to Gloucester. Okay then. By the way, so far, we haven't seen the in-game editor be activated. It was something that we had made us question a couple players in the last episode, but so far we haven't seen that. Now this guy's only 18 years old. It's another lower quality picture, unfortunately, and so if my voice gets a little bit lower, it's because I'm leaning in to look at my monitor. But as far as I can see from this guy, he is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, his physicality is very good for a winger. He's got great stamina. He could have a little bit better acceleration, which obviously helps a lot with your dribbling. But already good agility and balance. And for somebody who's 18 years old, not having the best possible physicality for precision isn't a disaster because you can still get better. He's got good work rate. Obviously, with that stamina, that's great. Great off the ball movement. He's a very creative player as well. Good vision, good passing. I wish his long shots were better for an inside or an inverted winger. He's got great finishing, dribbling, first touch, technique, all of that jazz. I do think he could play as an inside forward, definitely with that finishing. And it's like sort of his creativeness makes me think that he should play as an inverted winger. And he's also obviously a very good goal scorer. And you're trying to train him to try killer balls often. I love that. Good passing, good vision, definitely something that he should be doing. As I mentioned, he does have a couple of things that should be a little bit better. His long shots, his acceleration, even his composure, would help to get up. But he is only 18 years old. And especially something like composure is something that, comes with a bit of time. He's very one-footed, which is a little bit concerning. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I think you guys know that I'm going to a 9 out of 10 for this guy. As mentioned, a couple things, and he is 10 out of 10. I just saw, by the way, that he's been absolutely dreadful in the Premier League. 10 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists, for 2.6 xG, averaging a 6.7. Now, I obviously don't know. I mean, this is in 2032, so this guy should be, doing fairly good in the Prem. I'm going to bring this guy down. I'm going to bring him down to an 8. Because he isn't Premier League proven, guys. And that's the most important thing in football. 8 out of 10. Because he apparently isn't producing results. Next up, we have Swede. William Nilssson. Holy moly. Are you going to be mad when you have to sell this guy? I know all about having phenomenal wonder kids that you have to sell for only like 5 or 6 million. That's life when you're managing Scandinavia. But this guy he's very solid. He's only 17 years old. He's got 18 heading. With those physicals, which strength being only 12, that's not good. That is a big red flag. But I mean, he's just really good. He's just really good. His vision isn't great. I would obviously like him as a ball playing defender when he's got 13 passing. But his vision isn't good enough for that. I do realize that. 17 concentration as well. The fact that this guy is so good at everything you would want him to be good at, except for strength, and the in-game editor isn't enabled, that is incredible to me. Because this guy looks like he's been edited, you know? I'm going to give this guy a 9 out of 10. I think his strength, for somebody who's his size, is a red flag. Because he's already got 15 jumping reach as well, and so training his strength is going to sort of be a little bit of an uphill battle, because well, in my experience anyway, it's harder to train something like, obviously when you train strength, you're training jumping reach and strength, and it's harder to train the strength when the jumping reach is already really good, because he gets demotivated easier, and your coaches will keep harassing you saying that you should take him off the training. He also doesn't have any player traits yet, which, obviously can come with the job. 15 tackling is obviously very good, but it's not out of this world. So I think a 9 out of 10 is very fair for this guy. He's only 17, he can still learn a lot. And who knows, if this guy posts him again when he's like 19, 20, maybe he will be a 10 out of 10. I definitely think there's a possibility there. But right now, obviously, he is a 9 out of 10 to me. Okie dokie. Here we have... Which FM is this? 20? 19? I don't actually know. But we have a guy here called Zach Hasselton. English 16-year-old at Man United. Best position, defensive winger, which is cap. Like, why would you not use him at left back? He's got 17 tackling. Now, there's a big, massive red flag about this guy. And it's right over here in the physicality. And it's not just one stat. It's his entire physical section. Now, obviously, this is in 2049, which, by the way, congratulations to whoever's playing the save for continuing with the save for that long. That is incredible. But 3 strength, 5 natural fitness. Obviously, he's 5'4", and I don't know, like, his technicals are good. right? This is a good left back. Good tackling, good passer, good dribbling, right? He can get forward. Good defensive positioning, which is nice. His flair is pretty low, which is not great. It makes good decisions. He works hard, but working hard with 5 natural fitness and 13 stamina. He's also got 13 bravery. Like, this guy's gonna get injured every 4 seconds that he plays for you. I I'm gonna give this guy 5 out of 10. I've made an executive decision. 5 out of 10 is this guy's rating. He's very good at what he's good at, but then he's just so terrible at the stuff he's bad at. And honestly, I can't believe that in 2049 with Man United, this guy is going to be any good, right? Obviously, this isn't the guy, like, this isn't the guy who's playing the save isn't playing as a Man United manager, which if he was, then that would be. I couldn't understand how he wouldn't be bored because I played 2 seasons with Man United and then I win every single trophy available, and I'm like, okay, I'm bored now. But yeah, so that was all 5 players for this episode of Rating Regions. Let me know how you guys are liking this series. Subscribe, like, all of that good stuff down below. Give me a comment, say what you guys would have rated these players. A couple of difficult ones here today, a couple of maybe controversial ones, especially this first guy right here. Is he that good? Right? Do we think he's that great? Somebody like this guy who, has very good attributes, but he doesn't have great results. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know if you want me to post more of these videos. They're very fun to make. It's very fun to look at these sort of regens. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.